Bringing this story now, in South Africa, teachers are required by law to participate in professional development practices such as attending workshops and courses that keep them up to date with current curriculum and practices. But it's mostly proven difficult for them to attend professional development courses simply because many of them live and work in remote communities. But new opportunities are emerging, including those that are taking development courses off-site and into underserved areas. For more on the situation as it stands, so to speak, let's bring in Larry Mthimkulu of Stadio Faculty of Education. He joins us via our video link to explain on this. Larry, thanks for your time. Welcome to the program. You know, the improving of skills and the upskilling of teachers cannot be overstated, especially in the context of a pandemic. But sadly, the situation in our country leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, most definitely. The education industry is just as any other industry that requires additional development after your qualification. It's not just a matter of getting qualified as a teacher and then it's the end of it. You still need to upskill yourself in order for you to be able to keep up with the education sector in this country.
How well are we doing on that score as a country?
Research will show you that, there is a vast need for improvement with regards to the skills of our teachers in the country in general. You'd find that, most caregivers don't engage in activities likely to improve early learning outcome for the kids. If we look at the underserved areas and the rural areas, most of, especially the early childhood development phase, most of the institutions that are founded, you'd find that the founder and the teachers have little to no education. So it is really, really crucial.
Now, the organization that you're with is trying to shift the dial, so to speak, for the better. Take us through some of the challenges you're facing, especially because teaching anyone, especially if you're a child, involves more than just the teachers. There's a role to be played by the community and in part the parents too.
Yeah, definitely. We as Stadio Faculty of Education, we've found a way to actually help people in the rural areas and underserved areas to actually bring the courses to them, as opposed to dealing with the struggle of not having access to tertiary education. So we obviously have collaborators that we work with. We use other schools and the teachers within the areas to provide these short courses and to facilitate these short courses to teachers and other people that actually require this program. And it's obviously a challenge for most institutions and most teachers in these areas to actually, be able to keep up with the online learning that is currently that we're currently shifting towards. And we have to do our part in providing the education to the people of our country.
Yeah, and I imagine the education needs to be accompanied by the tools to be able to continue this in your absence. The digital divide in a country like ours is something that's well documented. That's probably high up on the challenges you face in those areas.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not just a matter of infrastructure availability in the areas, but it's also connectivity that becomes a problem. So we know that it's not a matter of providing the platform for online learning in those areas. It's a matter of actually having access to the learning platforms. So we have to try by all means to take the tertiary institutions from where they are located and take it to the people at the stage.
Yeah, and bringing the skills is one thing. The uptick of the skills is another. Are you finding that the teachers are receptive to this change? Especially the more experienced ones who, for better or for worse, might think they've figured this all out and they know what to do in order to teach.
Yeah, and I totally hear you. And we do face a case of teachers not wanting or not willing to take it further and maybe upskill themselves because they feel that they have all the experience in the world. and it's understandable, but also they, on their side, also need to be able to understand that, we are living in a changing world. Even doctors and lawyers, they too, after they have qualified, they still need to upskill themselves and do some sort of skills development as time goes by.
Yeah. And of course, once the teachers get the buy-in, it's much easier for this to translate to the pupils who are being taught. It's really scary because the way things are moving and the rate at which things are moving opens up the possibility of people in far-flung areas being left behind. Do you also get the feeling that this is a race against time, something that should be addressed quite urgently?
Yeah, look, I mean, education is imperative for
Yeah.
everybody in every area. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's just the rural areas that, you know, don't have access, and we everywhere we have to, do something in order for us to be able to say that the education system has worked for the South African people. So we it's obviously the right time for us to be able to expand in terms of, providing the education to South Africans. But it's for everybody. It's not just, the outlying areas.
Absolutely. Well, one can only hope that we'll be able to fix this rather sooner than later. Let me thank you for your time and for the experiences you've shared with us. Larry Mthimkulu is with the Stadio Faculty of Education. They do work trying to upskill teachers in far-flung areas in the country, especially as we try to adapt to new ways of doing things, which in part includes moving things online.